What are you looking for? This is one profound question. I imagine that the Bills' new football coach asked it in his interview process before he was hired this last week. What are you looking for? The coach probably wanted some idea of the expectations he was walking into as he pursued this opportunity. He must have gotten a somewhat satisfactory answer. I imagine you've asked this question yourselves in meeting someone new, in trying to help others. Over the course of our lives, we ask this question or its equivalent so many times. It's not just that we ask, what are you looking for? We are asked this question as well. Walk into some stores shopping and the person, the clerk helping you might ask it of you. Turn your head in all sorts of directions as if you're straining to see something. And you'll be asked it. Tear apart some part of your house, say your coat closet or your other closets or your dresser or your entire basement, and chances are a member of your family might ask you, what are you looking for? As the church, as Crossroads, we ask this question, what are you looking for? We may ask it of new people who've walked through the doors of this place. We may ask it of those who don't have a faith community. We may ask it to long-tenured people who've spent many, many days here in this place. What are you looking for? It's a great question. And we probably all have different answers to what we're looking for in a faith community. I know many of you have shared with me your indirect answers to this question over the past 6 months, sharing with me your hopes, your dreams, sharing your fears and your concerns. Well, today, you have the opportunity to directly respond to this question. Not about Crossroads, not about some item in a store, not about a new job or the Buffalo Bills, not about a new coach. Instead, today, we hear that Jesus wants to know our answer to this really big life question. The first chapter of John's Gospel is filled with a back and forth between John the Baptist and Jesus. It seems that some people think that John is the one they've all been looking for, but John continually points them, literally and metaphorically, to Jesus. Here is the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world, John says. Well, two of John's followers take him at his word and literally turn to follow Jesus. As they begin to follow him, Jesus turns around and asks them, what are you looking for? Their answer, so simple. Rabbi, that is teacher, they cry out. Jesus' first disciples are looking for a teacher. Sometimes that's what we too are looking for in our relationship with Jesus. A teacher of the right way to live, someone whose example we can follow, whose counsel is wise, who will lead us into a better life. Are these the things you are looking for in Jesus? I invite you to sit there for a moment and imagine the scene with me. Part of it should be really simple. You're living your life. You're going to work, to school, to the volunteer activities you do, going to and from home and family and all the other places that you go. So picture that. You're doing the things that you do, and into the midst of your everyday ordinariness, Jesus walks up to you. And you know it's Jesus, you're certain. The first thing out of Jesus' mouth is this simple question. What are you looking for? And then with with deep compassion and love and sincerity beyond what you've experienced before, Jesus looks at you, waits, and it's clear that Jesus wants a real answer. What do you say when Jesus asks you, what are you looking for? Think about it. People of faith for millennia have tried to answer this question of what we're looking for from God. The writer of today's psalm would like to be lifted out of the desolate pit that they're experiencing in their life, so that she or he can sing a new song of hope and peace. The psalmist would like to dwell so deeply in God's love and generosity as to cling securely to God's steadfast love and truth. These things, you see, are what the psalmist believes will keep her safe. In Isaiah, a reading from Isaiah, the writer has their answers to this question that God asks of what are we looking for? Think back to your answer from just a few moments ago to Jesus' question, what are you looking for? Because you see, I think Jesus really wants to know your answer. So my hope and my prayer this morning is that you will really indeed spend some time with Jesus and tell Jesus your answer to what you're looking for, the reasons you come here, the reasons you live a life of faith. And I want you to hear that rabbi, teacher, well, that was only half of those first followers' answer when Jesus asked them. They went on and they asked Jesus where he was staying. Jesus' spoken answer was brief and concise. Come and see. And after they saw where Jesus was staying, instead of dwelling there, they went with Jesus wherever he went. And let's remember that Jesus traveled a lot. I believe Jesus answers our question similarly. Responds to the answers that we give when Jesus asks us, what are we looking for? We give an answer. We respond, and then in a flip, a reversal, and instead of us going to come and see where Jesus is, I believe Jesus comes and sees where we are. Comes and sees our hopes, our dreams, our struggles, our fears. Jesus comes and sees the entire you in your particular life. And Jesus meets you there in love. If we honestly answer Jesus' question of what we're looking for, and if we peel off enough layers of our answers and keep digging deeper and deeper into them, I believe what we will see is more than anything else, we are looking to matter. We're looking for someone to care about us in our lives, in their particularness, and in their messiness. We're looking for God to notice us and to respond by showing us that we matter, that we are enough, that we are loved. Well, God came to earth as Jesus to give us this assurance, to come to us in our lives, to sit with us, and help us answer the questions of what we're looking for. You matter to God. You matter enough for God to come and see you up close, in love, and for God to respond by choosing to walk with you all the days of your life. Maybe as much as, or even more so than Jesus calling us over the tumult, which we're going to sing in a moment. What really can be said is that Jesus hears us in the midst of the noise and constant clutter of our lives, our tumult, and chooses to love us more, to love us because of us, to love us in spite of us sometimes. God chooses to do this because each of us matters so much to our God, who wants all the good things that the psalmist cries out hoping for, who wants all the good things that the disciples want when they choose to follow Jesus, who wants all these things, love and grace and peace. Our God gives them, calls to us, and comes and sees our lives in love.